as I am getting older, and as I am like starting to just look more at just the whole idea of ownership and whatnot, because like I said, I've done the thing where I've worked for other people's companies and done this and done that, and nothing wrong with that at all. But it does come to a point in time where it's like, okay, well, I need to zone in and then focus on my stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where I am right now with this script. And man, I'm telling you, I'm working like a madman because, like I said, I'm looking up now and I'm like, man, it's been 3 years since graduation, and it's now I'm like really asking those questions, like, all right, bro, what are you doing? What God brought you out here for a reason. God put it on your spirit, and gave you the skills and the talents to do this stuff. So it's like, okay, well, what are you gonna do with it? So
The good news, man, is that means something's about to happen. The good news is when you're that unsettled, when there's something got you off your little square that much, where you're like, all right, what's something's about to happen, and it's just gotta be you gotta be ready for it when it comes, and don't be afraid to jump, man. Timing plus preparation equals destiny, bro.
yeah,
And but I do think a part of this is you got to start putting it out there in the universe. Like, I want to do this in Memphis, with Memphis, for Memphis, and strategically communicating to the people that might actually have a vested interest in seeing it be successful, right?
for sure.
And with your background, with your everything else you're bringing to the table, leveraging all your experience, leveraging all the reasons why that you're a good person to bet on, right?
Yeah,
And then also what that budget looks like and what you need to, and what's the returns going to look like.
yeah.
And then, there you go. But I think something's about to happen, bro. I got a feeling for you, man.
Man, I thank you for that, and I need something to happen, and it feels like that. It feels like kind of like, okay, back into the wall, and even when it comes to just things in my daily life, you know what I'm saying. Even like when we talk about like this walk with God, it's kind of like, all right, well, it's forcing me to have to really dive deep within and do some soul searching. Like, okay, well, am I doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing to, like you say, to set myself up and to be prepared when that time comes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
So man, I'm going through all of that mentally.
I do want to. So today in church, I just opened. We just started doing a middle school ministry,
Mhm.
and I'm doing that because my younger son is in sixth grade now.
Okay.
And so I wanted to step in and make sure he had a space to go to worship and make friends and have a community. So it would help reinforce him going through middle school,
Mhm.
because it's such a big, I would say, shift from elementary school, right? And so doing that, I get the chance to work with these kids, but we get to talk about worship. 'Cause I don't do that in the schools, right?
Mhm.
So in church, we have it. Today we were talking about understanding and God's understanding of us, and that God will always understand what we're going through, and He wants us to be good. But you have to remember that step one is the healthy fear of God, right? And it's not like I don't want my boys to fear me, right? I got two sons. I don't want them to fear me, but I want them to worry so much about what I'm going to do or say that they never have to worry about law enforcement, because
Mhm.
they so worried about what I'm going to think, what I'm going to say, that they'll never put themselves in the position you have to worry about somebody beyond that, right? And I remember getting in trouble one time when I was a teenager and them taking me away from my parents. I could not imagine someone doing that to my kid, man. Like taking my son away from me and like walk out.